moving on to your transition to the NFL, jumping ahead a few years now, could you just tell the general story of how you even just landed that job with the 49ers to start with? Because again, pretty much a 180 from being at Stanford to then going to work in professional football.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, somewhat, but if you dig deeper, it's just all decision making under uncertainty, right? Trading, same thing. Sure. Economics, you're building frameworks for how people make decisions. You're building, in a macro sense or micro sense, and then football is no different. And so, really, when I went to grad school, and I wanted to become a professor, but once I got there, there's just a sense, and you'll see this after you work on Wall Street. There's just kind of a love for the practical application of these things. You're just getting your hands a little bit dirty, and I missed. And so I just kind of wanted to go into industry, and I knew that even if I did become a professor, sports was something I was really going to try and maybe get into, consulting or something like that. Really, I was so fortunate. I went to the MIT Sports Analytics Conference with a friend, Nate Sellon, Princeton classmate, one of my closest friends to this day. And he was like, "Hey, let's go for fun. I don't know if you really actually want to pursue this, but let's go for fun." So we went. Back then it was probably a little less crowded, so you could walk up to your favorite GM or your favorite front office person and have conversations. And so we did that. I had a friend that knew somebody at the 49ers, and they were like, "Hey, you should talk to this guy, Kwesi." And so I went, I spoke with him, Brian Hampton, again, who hired me. You talk about people who paved the way for you, and he gave me my first opportunity in the NFL. So he's the first person I met. It's funny that I was at Stanford probably 10 minutes down the road from him, but I went all the way to Boston to meet him for the first time. But again, grateful that how that turned out. And again, I never thought I would end up here. I won't sit here and lie and say that.